Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people and huge welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Okay, what I'm going to have a look at, this is a little bit of, a special interest, prickly scalp. Special interest reading, may be of interest to more than just myself. I'm going to have a look at Posie Parker. If you haven't heard of Posie Parker, her real name is Kelly J hyphenated Keen Minshall hyphenated. She is British. Looks a bit like a Marilyn Monroe with the hair and the makeup and the clothing she wears. In 2018 she surfaced formed a speak up for women. Please do not be misled by what she has set up, Speak Up for Women Party. What it is that she is vehemently anti-trans and anti-gender diversity. She is far right to the point that she she's part of I'll put it this way. She was pitchforked out of New Zealand, thank goodness. Love you Kiwis. She is funded in Australia by the Conservative Political Agenda Alliance or Agenda Committee or whatever, calling themselves CPAC. Gee, I wonder where they got that from. In Australia, they're very pro-Reagan, Thatcher, Howard. In other words, they are extreme far right, to the point where Scotty from Marketing, our previous Prime Minister, who was evangelical right, was not far right enough for them. They're very anti voice to Parliament for our First Nations people, and they're just really ick people. Extreme far right wing. That's who has funded her to come to Australia and New Zealand. She was pitchforked out of New Zealand, cancelling several rallies, thank goodness. But she's just, feel free to Google her and have a look into her policies. Now, the reason why I'm reading on this is it's a bit personal. I have a family member who thinks she's wonderful, I just despair every time I read this family member posting something on social media, because they are an evangelical Christian, but they are the most unchristian person in my family of us spiritualists. Anyhow, that was my little bandwagon. I shall get off that. Okay, but I want to have a look at Posie Parker. Now, she very much reminds me of Candace Owen. Did a reading on her years ago. Candace Owen was very, very strongly anti-vax. Her partner was the one that owned the social media site Parler. She was flying around everywhere with her team promoting the anti-vax message. When I read on her, all her team and family were 100% fully vaxxed, but and it was a money thing for her. It was money. Fortunately, she's now faded, I believe, into obscurity, in that I haven't seen anything from her for a while. And I'm getting the feel that Posie Parker is very much of the same ilk. If you see photos of her prior to her becoming a international speaker on this subject to now, she's had such a makeover, gone from looking, like me, normal suburban, to literally this Marilyn Monroe-esque type doll. And I'm getting the feeling it's very similar energy, that she's found herself a platform that is financing her. Okay, let's have a look. Posie Parker. Kelly J. Keen Minshall. What's the energies behind this person? What's the energies behind this person? What's the energies behind this person? Posie Parker. Sounds like a Marvel comic name, doesn't it? They were always double-barreled with the same first initial. Posie Parker. Posie Parker. What's the energies behind Posie Parker? Why change your name? Interesting. Anti-people changing their gender, but she's changed her name. Posie Parker. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, here we have the Emperor. My way or the highway. Toxic, masculine, aggressive energy. Oh, yuck. Oh, I'm just getting yuck. This is what's behind her. This is what's behind her. It's the, what's his name, Andrew Tate type energy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's the Emperor. It's the Emperor. It's all about control. It's all about rule. It's all about my way or the highway. If you don't belong, then if you don't agree, then you are against me type thing. My opinion is the only one that matters. This is the energy behind her, is what I'm getting. I'm not necessarily saying it's her, it's what she's plugged into. And that is far right energy. Okay, using my God and Universal Tarot. And yeah, it's about the money. It's about bringing in the money. With the Two of Pentacles. Energy behind the scenes. Oh, interesting. Two Swords energies. We've got the Queen and the King of Swords here. The energy going on behind the scenes. They're both, it's masculine and feminine energy. I can't believe how many women are falling for her line. Okay, thank you. Women are falling for her line because she's putting out, okay, thank you. They're telling me these cards are here because she's very clear in her messaging. And she's appealing to an element of both the masculine and the feminine. And the feminine that she's putting out there is that she's saying, to quote her, and what is being picked up on is that men can claim to be trans to get access to women's facilities like change rooms and bathrooms, etc., for their own perversion, is the message that she's putting out here. Ugh, which is not what it's about. But the energy behind her is that she is appealing, and she's very clear in what she's putting out there. Icky. Defeat and bat. Well, what's coming out of this? Yeah, she's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if she's run out of Australia too. And there is something completely left field that's going to be brought forward about the message that she's putting out there. Oh, sorry. I'm hoping I'm reading these cards right. I'm trying really hard to put my bias aside. But I think she's going to be, this message that she's trying to get out there is going to be defeated. Thank you. Because they are a minority, but as this messaging is brought forward, that is alternative, but I'm getting that. What am I getting here, guys? They're trying to tell me something and it's not coming through. This is about messaging brought forward. I'm not getting that it's unexpected. I'm getting the image from my Lightseer's Tarot of possibilities. So there is something being brought forward of possibilities that is going to bring about defeat. The energy hanging over her, the King of Pentacles, the King of Coins. Yes, it's all about this Emperor energy with money and loss and disappointment. So I'm okay, thank you. the message that she's peddling and getting money for is not going to gain traction. It is gaining traction in those minority groups, but it's not going to gain traction overall. Here is the false knight, a collective awakening. If anything, what she's doing is she's spurring on those that are supportive of humanity. But it's what her message is bringing about. So she's bringing forward a false message. She's stirring up those that are listening to her, but it's also awakening those that, so it's a call to arms that those that are following her, but it's also a collective awakening that don't agree with her. We are in a time of extremes at the moment. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles, oligarchical money. That's that CPAC I was talking about, oligarchical money, and this is the CPAC that type of energy that I'm talking about. It is the institutions supporting her, bringing forward her false message, but she's also offering something. She's offering a rallying point. Ooh. She's offering a rallying point for those that are wanting something to lash out at. Because they're losing Trump to tag on to. They've lost the anti-vax to tag on to. They're people that are wanting something to rail against because they don't have, they don't have a connection with spirituality and empathy within themselves. They're wanting something to rail against and they're just latching on, is what I'm getting. And it's all being funded by the oligarchs. Here we have the full illumination. Okay, so but full illumination is going to bring about her downfall and walking away. There's something that's going to be brought forward about her that is going to be illuminated. The message, or just the fact that the majority don't agree with what she's saying, she's going to the truth, the real truth, is going to bring about her downfall, and she's going to lose supporters. The message that she's putting out there is actually going to be disappointing. And the naivety and foolishness, she's going to have to defend herself against something that she has foolishly entered into. We have the partnerships, the death card, and the tower card. So she's not going to, how do I put it? I think you get what I mean. She appeals to those that are looking for something to rail against. And first it was Trump, and then it was that's been exposed. Then it was a lot of them were anti-vax, that's then being exposed, and then they were anti-woke, and they're being exposed. They're just looking for something to externally. Thank you guys. Looking for something externally to blame. And they don't care what it is. There's anger within that they just need a direction. Now she's being funded and she's in it for the money. She's being funded by these oligarchical emperor control power types, but it is going to be, something's going to be brought forward that's going to expose her, because she is rallying not just those who are anti gender diversity, but she's really rallying those that are pro. I mean, me personally, I don't, one way or the other. If a human being is a decent human being, I'm all for it. I don't care. I really don't care what they identify as, and I don't care if they change their identity. I'll support whatever identity they feel suits them at that time in their lives, because it's not that it doesn't affect me, it's that they are who they are. And if they're a decent human being, okay, off my hobby horse, off my little soapbox. Okay, how's this going to play out? Just show me how this is going to play out. Posie Parker, how is this going to play out going forward? Posie Parker. Entertainment only. Boys make me look at that card every so often to remind me to hold it up. We had in Australia a neo-Nazi group who were who were of this ilk, having a protest in Melbourne, outnumbered 10-1 by the pros, and basically marched off. But how's this going to play out? How's this energy? What it is it's literally these people are just trying to find something they can hang their hat on to be able to express their anger, their frustration in their lives. It's not anger, it's their frustration at their own lives. Instead of going within, thank you guys, instead of going within and fixing's probably the wrong word, developing, thank you guys, developing their own lives. They're trying to find something without to hang their hat on, to project their frustration at. It's a bazaar. Okay, thank you. Right, how's this going to play out for Posie Parker going forward? Those cards, thank you. Right, got 3 cards down here. See what they are. First card that came out, the truth. Packing up the truth and moving on towards calmer waters. It's not going to work as there is this new start, this new plan, this new passion, this new message being brought forward. At the base we have the vilification of the most vulnerable is what I'm getting. So Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Pentacles are about security, stability, health, wealth, opportunities. The foundation of this reading of how is Posie Parker's message going to go forward. The foundation of this message is the vilification, the removing of the feeling of safety and security, the removing of opportunity for those that are most vulnerable in society. It's also my moral corruption card. In the past, a need to be seen. Some people call this a victory card, but in most of my decks, if you have a look at the figures in the background, they're looking away, they're walking away, they're holding up the message, but they don't really feel comfortable with it. And then you've got this figure on the horse determinedly bringing their message forward, but again, they also they look like they don't really believe it. They don't look like they don't really believe it. But yeah, this is the past. It's the message was it's about bringing forward the message, but the message is thank you. Oh, how do I explain that, guys? I hate it when they dump something in my mind which is more of an image than a wording. The message is purely how do I put this? The message is purely the carrier of what is really going on. I know that's a sloppy way of saying it. The message is not what is actually behind all this, is what I'm getting. But that's what's being presented. The message is the cart that they've hitched the horse to. Okay. Right, but how's it going to play out? Disappointment in what's on offer. It's going to be disappointing. Yes, thank you. As there is unity of diversity worldwide. An acceptance, a unity of diversity, an ending of this cycle. Okay, externally, yeah, it's not going to end well for her. She's making money while she can, but it's bringing about an ending, but also authentic reform. Internally, needs to take the blindfold off and actually look at the options for the truthful path forward. It's about a path forward, sitting in the middle of the swamp. Okay, thank you. They're saying choosing to remain blindfolded while presenting an alternative truth is what I'm getting. There is the truth and there is the alternative truth. Preferring to stay blindfolded in the middle of the swamp internally for Posie Parker in this message. Okay, things are going to happen very quickly. I'm looking at the determination of the figure in this chariot. We've got the yin and yang. Thank you. Oh, they've just slapped me up the side of the head and said, look at the image. Okay, you've got the yin and yang in front, the light and the dark. They said, look at the image, not happy in a chariot that is going nowhere, is what they've just told me. So it is a message that is going nowhere. Oh, boy. They're so funny. Okay. The outcome, celebration, joy for families, for diversity, emotional joy, with the inspired message that's bringing forward, that's being brought forward, and the formulation of a plan on the global scale as we also reach a crossroads. It is walking, they're going to be forced to walk away from what is no longer serving under the calm, diplomatic but stoic energy that brings stability. Yep. On the base we've got strengths, trying to keep the finances hidden, but we've got this new emotionally overwhelming in the face of the abuse of power. That is, she's going to find burdensome again, and we've got the Queen of Cups here, bringing something forward calmly, diplomatically, stable but unexpected. She's going to bring forward something unexpected that is going to bring about loss and disappointment as this devil energy is exposed, this toxic devil energy. So yeah, okay, I'm satisfied with that. The message that she's doing it for money, fame, glory. Yeah, she does believe it on a certain level, but I think okay, thank you. The boys are saying, don't say I think. What they're telling me, entertainment only, is that she's got herself caught up in this, and to the point where she is believing her own lies. Does that make sense? She's got herself up into this, if I say it's like a tornado, or we call a cyclone down south here, she's got herself caught up in this hurly-burly cyclone of energy, with her at the centre of it. And you know when you get really excited about something and the adrenaline's kicking in and you do something that's rash and foolish because you're caught up in the adrenaline and the excitement and you want more of it, and it gives you this feeling. That's where she is at the moment. It is about the money that is backing her, but I'm getting that she's being used, is what I'm getting. Thank you, guys. But she's willingly being used, so don't. That doesn't excuse what she's doing at all. But it is going to fail for her. It is going to fail. Okay, got any questions? Pop them below. I still have half a dozen other topics in my list. I shall get to a few more of them tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Love to you all. Bye-bye.